Hello and welcome to the South Indian. My name is Sudha Sadanand. Let me first bring you all the headlines from the south of India right now on your screens. Income tax raid at the residence of Pushpa 2 director Sukumar. Fourteen people killed in two separate road accidents in Karnataka. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah expresses condolences, promises compensation. Telangana BJP MP Tala Rajender booked for slapping a real estate broker. A big breakthrough in the Praveen Netaru murder case. NIA arrests key accused, Atiq Ahmed. Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan steps into the Gaumutra controversy. Says Tamil Nadu politicians will eat beef but mock cow urine. Let's take you through what is in store in the South Indian today. First up, alarming rise in cybercrimes in Bengaluru. 950 cases registered in just 20 days. Tamil Nadu government to compensate Parandur farmers. What is the road ahead for TVKs Vijay? BJP slams the Siddaramaiah government for skipping the World Economic Summit in Davos. And in Kerala, CAG report flags irregularities worth 10.23 crores in Kerala's COVID purchases. Okay, that's our main story, and it's very, very disturbing because let's remember, of course, you all know about it, that Bengaluru is an IT city. But look at the statistic. 950 cyber crimes in 20 days alone in Bengaluru. Bengaluru, it seems, is under siege. The rising cases of cyber crimes in the city have become a nightmare for the people and, of course, the police as well. According to latest data, in a span of just 20 days, Bengaluru has witnessed 950 cases. What that means in simple arithmetic is nearly 50 cases per day. And that's a lot. Even though the authorities are taking several initiatives and have launched campaigns to create awareness, every day there is mushrooming of new types of cyber crimes which are getting to be unmanageable. You know what? The cyber crimes are not only age agnostic, but also attack the educated tech savvy. According to the Karnataka Home Department's data, more than 20,000 cases of cyber crimes were registered in the state in 2024, with only 873 getting solved. In 2023, this number was over 22,000 and just about 4,000 such cases were solved. This was a steep rise from the number of cybercrime cases in 2022, which were at just about 13,000, amongst which more than 3,000 cases were solved. And look at it. Look at the way the cases have increased year on year. There is also data available from the Home Department which shows the amount of money which people have lost to these cyber frauds in 2024 alone. Residents in Karnataka lost a whopping 2,000 crores to cyber frauds. In 2023, this number stood at over 800 crores, and 350 crores was lost to cyber crimes. If you look at a cumulative basis, more than 3,500 crores has been lost to cyber crimes in Karnataka over the past 6 years. What is the way out of this menace? After all, we all live with technology these days. To speak more on this, Anirudh Batra, threat researcher, CloudSec, Bengaluru, is joining us live to help us understand this menace. Anirudh Batra, a very, very warm welcome to you. What is the way out, Anirudh? I mean, this is shocking. 950 cases in 20 days. Every day, There is some report or the other, an aged woman was, lost her money, a young techie has lost his money, a teacher, a student, etc., etc., etc. Now, we have to live with technology, Anirudh. I mean, there is no gainsaying the fact. What is the way out? I am not going to even apportion blame to the government of the day because they are doing enough and more. But what is it that is, making Bengaluru live under siege and fear?
Hi, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me. But I'll try to answer that in like a two-pronged effort. One is this statistics basically shows that the number of reports which have been registered has been high in Bangalore. That's a good sign because we know for a fact that throughout India there have been a lot of cases which go unregistered. So it's a good thing that we have at least cases being registered in police and cybercrime, people who are after the perpetrators. So that's a good thing for us. But the other side of the coin is definitely that we would have to catch up to the pace of the threat actors in these cases. Now, it's our job as cybersecurity professionals to create awareness amongst people. But I feel that, in this chain of cybersecurity, the weakest link is always the human. And because of the economic background that we come from, it's easier for a scammer to scam Indian audience. Now, specifically coming to the part where Bangalore...
No, explain that. Wait a minute, Anirudh. Explain that.
Sure.
Why is it easy for scamsters to scam us?
Okay, so I'll give you an example. If you look at the type of scams which happen in India and across the world, there are some major differences. So if you look at, I think it's very popular that people from India scam in the US as well as in the other parts of the world, West. But the type of scams vary. They'll call and be the tech support. You have a problem, you have a virus, etc. We are not at that at that level yet.
Right. Okay.
The scams that we currently or our people today are affected by are as simple as color picker scam, pig butchering scam. So they'll ask you to give in small amounts of money for a long period of time in the hopes of getting a longer return or a huge return at the end of it, but then they'll run with your money. So we are affected by simpler scams on a daily basis, and we know for a fact, or the scammers know, that India is not a big ticket market. Like, I will not be able to extract huge amount of money from one person, but rather small amount of money from a lot of people. So that is how they, that is the
all right, I have
scenario.
understood that, but do you think 950 cases, apart from the point that you made that it's being registered, it's a good sign, but look at it from the prism of pure crime. It's a large number, isn't it? Even if it is small, it is large, right?
Definitely, it's a very large
number. And also, what about the
It's
paranoia and neurosis which is created? Oh, your father is lying on the road, he's had an accident. Is that your number? Are you his daughter? I mean, I've had cases with my colleagues who were called and she paid up 56,000 rupees. So paranoia, emotional blackmail.
Correct. No, even my close family members have been a part of scams like these, and they get calls like these on a daily basis. And I'll give the same suggestion that I give to my family members in that case is convert everything that happens to you in the cyber world to the real world, and think from that logical perspective. Will that happen to you in the real world? Will a person come out and say on the road to you randomly and ask for money like that, or ask you to get involved in a scam like that?
Right.
And the moment that you convert that same scenario to a real world scenario, which, a random person coming to you and saying that, oh, just pick this color and I'll give you some money. You immediately are able to, distinguish between, oh, is this actually something or is this not?
Right.
Yeah. So that's a trick, which is an easy trick.
Yeah, good, very good point. But is Bengaluru particularly vulnerable, Anirudh Patra? I mean, because it's a text. I mean, I'm asking you because, maybe other cities have not reported this. But at least the newspapers report every day, and you're right, maybe one goes and registers a complaint. But what is it with Bengaluru? Because it is the IT city, it is the cyber hub, it is where all the big ticket, IT business is done. The government has done everything possible. You pick up the phone, you get a message in Kannada saying if someone calls you, etc., don't pick up the phone, etc. All that is done. Awareness, I mean, people who want to be aware. What is the way, what is the gate that one puts? And, of course, it's the duty of the police. But then people like you who are experts at cyber crimes, I'm asking you, what is the way to stymie this, Anirudh?
So to answer the first question, yes, Bangalore I think has become the place where it's like a playground for threat actors in this case. So they start off with certain places, and you'll find that that those places change over time. So we've seen that happening with other places as well, and then right now, because as you said, big ticket customers are in Bangalore, so it becomes like a playground. But yes, the way to stymie this or the way to stop this at first level starts with definitely the person who's getting that call. But I understand in all cases, it might not be possible. Then there are some suggestions, which I think the government is currently working on. Like I remember there was this there's this regulation which has now come up that only 1600 numbers will be allowed from official government institutions or banks to call the users, and that's a good start. That's how we are going to start.
All right.
And create a streamline with what has been happening. I think so. It's a start, and people have started realizing. I think I4C as well as other as well as other regulatory bodies, we have been closely working with them to avert these kind of scams. And I think they are moving in the positive direction. But yeah, the first part of any scam is definitely making sure that you have awareness in the market. Although I do see that people are increasing their awareness, but we are obviously not there yet.
And what is the way out then? I mean, what does one do? A woman, 83-year-old woman was scammed and she's educated. What I find surprising, Anirudh, is that it is age agnostic, these crimes.
Yeah.
And, there are some crimes which are viciously very, very targeted towards age. If you are old and vulnerable, you are robbed. If you are young, then you are molested, etc., etc. Although, that is also not true anymore. The world has become a horrible, toxic place. But I'm saying it's also agnostic to your education levels. I'm not tech savvy, but I'm educated. It could also, I do not know. It's almost like if there is fire in the house, run out. Is there anything like that which can help us?
Okay, so the other trick that I usually talk about is any message or any sentiment, anything that you read which incites a particular type of sentiment in you, which creates a fight or flight response, can be a spam or can be a scam.
Okay.
Your bank account has been shut down. I need you to sign up. This has shut down, and you are going along with your life normally, and then suddenly there's a message that I've gotten on my email saying that there is a new sign up on your Facebook account or your Instagram account or your WhatsApp account. Now all of these, any message which incites a response inside you, which asks you to click on a link, it's created like that, right? So always rethink whenever you are clicking on anything which incites that kind of response inside you. So that's a simple trick that I would say. Even, you might be in a problem, but always think before clicking on anything which you've gotten from the SMS or from any other way of means of communication.
Okay, thank you so much, Anirudh, for giving us all those great pointers. And, I hope these are simple things to do, Anirudh, and I'm sure this is basic hygiene. If we create that, then those numbers can come down, for God's sake, because every day, Bengaluru, like I say, seems to be under siege. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. So that was short and sweet. Cyber crimes in Bengaluru have increased. Anirudh Batra gave us some very simple pointers. He said, just translate that into the real world. If someone taps you on the side and says, will you give me 20,000 rupees, I'll make it 20 lakhs. Will you ask that person to get out, or will you accept that rule? Yeah. Let's move on. The next story is coming from Tamil Nadu. The government in Tamil Nadu is going to compensate Parandur farmers. What is now the road ahead for TVKs Vijay? That's the next debate. Alright, that's the story. Tamil Nadu government to compensate Parandur farmers. What is the road ahead? Actor turned politician, the chief of Tamiliga Vetri Karagam or TVK, made his debut into field politics at Parandur, standing in solidarity with protesters against Chennai's second airport project. Vijay addressed those who have been protesting for more than 900 days against the acquisition of farmlands, and it made it very clear that he wasn't against development, but the site of the proposed airport, and also trained his guns on the ruling Dravida Munnestra Kazhagam. Let's listen into what Vijay have to say. We'll get back to the debate then.
நான் இங்க வளர்ச்சிக்கு எதிரானவெல்லாம் கிடையாது. ஏர்போர்ட்டே வரக்கூடாதுன்னு நான் சொல்லல, இந்த இடத்துல வரக்கூடாதுன்னு தான் சொல்றேன். நம்மளுடைய ஆட்சியாளர்களுக்கு ஒரு சில கேள்விகள். நீங்க எதிர்கட்சியா இருக்கும் போது 8 வழிச்சாலையை எதிர்த்தீங்க, அந்த காட்டுப்பள்ளி துறைமுகத்தை எடுத்தீங்க. அதே தானே இங்கேயும் அதே நிலைப்பாடு தானே இங்கே எடுக்கணும். அது எப்படி நீங்க எதிர்கட்சியா இருக்கும் போது விவசாயிகளுக்கு ஆதரவு, ஆளுங்கட்சியா இருக்கும் போது விவசாயிகளுக்கு எதிர்ப்பா? எனக்கு புரியலையே. உங்களோட இந்த விமான நிலையத்துக்காக நீங்க ஆய்வு செஞ்ச இடத்தை மறு ஆய்வு செய்யணும்னு ஒன்றிய அரசுக்கும் மாநில அரசுக்கும் நான் கேட்டுக்கிறேன். விவசாய நிலங்கள் இல்லாத இந்த பாதிப்புகள் குறைவா இருக்கிற இடங்களா பார்த்து உங்களுடைய விமான நிலையத்தை கொண்டு வாங்க.
There has been some forward movement in the Parandur issue. The DMK government apparently has issued a clarification about the steps taken to reduce the overall impact and explain the necessity to set up a greenfield airport for Chennai. But what was most important in the announcement is that the Tamil Nadu government has promised to hasten the measures to provide compensation for the acquired land. The compensation dispersal, as per sources, is slated to begin in March and end by May 2025, and the work to resettle affected families would also begin. The point to focus on is that the compensation package for those who relinquish properties, including their homes, paddy fields and other assets, would be 3 times the prevailing guideline value, and the displaced would be provided with even government jobs. Let me quote what official sources said. They said, "We have ensured that the compensation amount is fair and reasonable. In some areas, the guidelines value is only 2 lakhs per acre, while it is as high as 35 lakhs per acre in other areas. We will ensure the compensation is dispersed accordingly. We are committed to fulfilling these promises, ensuring that the affected families are adequately compensated and rehabilitated." Now, if you look at the TVK, it was very clear that the proposed airport at Parandur was not only highly impractical, but grossly dangerous when viewed from the prism of environmental disasters. Furthermore, how the protesters apparently had vehemently denied accepting any kind of compensation in exchange for any compensation. What will be the road ahead on Parandur for the TVK? And has the DMK, which has so far been insistent on Parandur, saying it is good for development, overall image of Tamil Nadu, has it bit? Who is the spokesperson for TVK? Let's welcome him into the show. We are also awaiting yet another guest. Jagadiswaran, thank you for making the time to joining us on this broadcast. Tell me your first comment on the announcement of a package and 3 times over for per acre. Jagadiswaran. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
When we spoke the last time on this debate, I told you that I visited Parandur village on Pongal, along with another journalist called Ayanathan. We both visited this village and we spoke to the people. And they told us, they gave us RTA data, they told us alternates. Their alternate that they are proposing is Pannur. And when we spoke about compensation, immediately everybody resisted, saying, no, please don't even talk about compensation. We are not ready for any compensation, be it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. No, we are not even ready to use the word compensation. We want to save our land. We wanted to save the water bodies. See, you might have seen from the pre-feasibility report, there is 26.4% of water bodies in Parandur alone. We spoke last time, there are 13 lakes and more water bodies in that area alone. So, people of Parandur, they wanted to save these water bodies. People of Parandur, they want to save the agricultural land they hold and their livelihood. They are not ready for compensation. They are very clear. Because this has been told even before that we will be compensating them. They will give you government jobs. They will give you jobs even in the upcoming airport. But they are not ready to take up anything.
Yeah, but I wonder, Jagadiswaran, that whether this is also a response to what Vijay did. I mean, after all, the DMK has to go fight elections. It cannot have the farmers turned away. You know, they are their core, I mean, one of the major constituencies. So it could also be a reaction to what Vijay has done.
Of course. Of course, there's a reaction.
Right.
See, yesterday we got a letter from.
Right.
I'm not sure if it is an official letter from the Tamil Nadu government, but a letter is floated saying we will make alternate arrangements.
Yes.
We'll make sure the agricultural land
That's
is
right.
not.
That's the story.
Yes. They told that. I mean, but my primary question is, see, the 4,700 acres, right? These 4,700 acres, there's got this water bodies and agricultural land. And when Tangam Tannarasu or even when the government press release is saying we are going to make some alternate arrangements, I don't understand. So does it mean like there will be flights coming in one way? There will be
the thing
water
is,
bodies? I don't understand that.
If there is an announcement, look, water bodies, etc., they've already ruined Chennai. You and I know this.
Yes,
they are not
yes,
new to
yes.
this. In the question of development, they also say Parandur, the land is expensive, it's not even viable. Let me come back to you, Jagdishwaran. Please, wait a minute. Ramesh Sethuraman, you've joined us on the show. Thank you very much. Ramesh Sethuraman, Vijay went there, actor Vijay of TVK to Parandur, stood in solidarity with the farmers, said that this is my debut. I am not going to let the farmers down of Parandur. He says I'm not against development, but the airport should not come here. Okay. Now the DMK has announced compensation. They said if you have 1 acre of land which is at 5 rupees, we will pay 3 times, the rate of that, which is huge, which is really huge. They've also said we will pay compensation for displaced families. They said we will give government jobs. Do you think Vijay has lost the cause totally? Because now the DMK has done this. It is actually kind of, putting, stymieing the cause that Vijay stood for. If you look at it from the prism of being a journalist, Ramesh.
Yeah. So, see, what we have to realize is that whatever DMK today, the DMK government today promises, saying that we will give the 3 times or whatever it is, it has become a norm, right, these days. Because whatever they are going to give, it's not as per the market value, but as per the guideline value, which we have to understand. That is point number 1. So we have, as far as Tamil Nadu and the rest of the country is concerned, when there is a guideline value, we know that it is always lower than the market value. It depends on the place. Somewhere it will be like, it's lesser by 50%. Somewhere it will be like, lesser by,
right.
70% or 80%. So that is one. And so that's a norm now. That's why, they have mandated it that, at least 3 times of whatever the land value you need to pay. That is one. And second most important is, see what Vijay is doing today, he is, I think, taking one issue at a time and one sensitive issue per constituency. So, he sees this is a potential opportunity.
I understand. No, absolutely. Vijay has he's the latest entrant into politics. I'm not doubting his intention. He's an intelligent man. But I'm saying if the DMK has done it, it's kind of, I'll play the game even better. But you are saying that making announcement has become a norm. Jagdishwaran, today what will happen is even if they don't walk the talk, Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, as it has been the norm according to even Ramesh Sethuraman, I'm going to ask you, if I'm a farmer from Parandur and Orikai or around that area, Sri Perumbudur, close by, and if I have to keep, all the time agitating with no land, nothing, but, how long will I sustain? Unless someone does something for me. Do you have a charter? Do you have a list where you are giving them a better deal? You can't. You're a political party. So, see, it is natural for me, if I have lost, 100 rupees, at least if I can get 30 rupees, that is better than getting nothing, no? Jagdishwaran.
Yeah, I'll answer you. See, as of now, I think it is 912th day. So, just close to 3 years. And what the people of Parandur was saying, people of Parandur or Ekanapuram was saying, we need to keep this protest until the elections at least. If we can keep up this protest until the elections, no party will be speaking about this. And one party which will readily oppose this once it becomes an opposition party is DMK. As soon as you make DMK the opposition party, DMK will be the first party to oppose Parandur. They will immediately change their color.
Right.
They will be the first one to put out their flags and say, no, Parandur, no, nothing. Because it has happened, right? It has happened during Salem 8-way road.
No, but Jagdishwaran, if you come to power, which is quite likely maybe, as an alternative for Tamil Nadu, and really make history, what will you do with Parandur?
We'll drop it. See, our resolution, it is not just for elections or just to just for the people's sake. No.
Sorry to say, you are a journalist and a very well-known journalist, Jagdishwaran.
Yes,
The point is, which political party adheres to the manifesto or the conditions? Out of 10, they will fulfill 3.
No, see, if that is the reason, if that is what you're saying, it's not even needed to be as one of our point and resolutions. Out of the 26 resolutions we made out in our political conference,
All right.
Parandur is one of it. Why should we even stoke up a Parandur?
All right.
We could have
okay.
even dropped it.
Yeah, Ramesh, let me bring you in.
I'm even proposing an alternate. We are saying Pannur is a better place.
Right, Pannur, which DMK has totally kind of, they have said, no way, that's not viable, it's more expensive. I'm not getting into that. That is their argument. Ramesh Seturaman, if the farmers, according to Jagdishwaran, have said, we will keep this alive until the elections, don't you think, I fear, as always, that this will become an election issue. Much like Shingur became in West Bengal. Remember, Mamata Banerjee.
Exactly.
It becomes, you keep it alive until you, like many issues. Narmada, for the longest time, was an election issue. For God's sake, how many stories were done on that? There are several examples, like, the Visakhapatnam steel plant, for instance, in Andhra Pradesh. I am asking you, will will this Parandur be reduced to an election issue? Neither will an airport come, and Chennai will be left behind all the other metropolises, Ramesh Seturaman. Look at all the other metros.
What you are saying is right. I fully agree with you. Unfortunately, this is becoming like an election drama from both sides, is what I see. The reason being, okay, DMK came to power on one of the issues called NEET. My friend Jagdishan, I'm very happy to see him here after a very long time, especially representing TVK. But one thing I would like to tell you, in the past, he has also spoken enough about NEET. But they are almost going to complete one full term and they couldn't do anything against NEET. And remember, it was one of the major issues which was
True.
And whereas this Parandur issue for TVK is one of the 20 issues that they would probably try to list in their manifesto, whatever it is. But now you are saying it that we will do whatever we have to do. First, yes, I know I have enough times I've congratulated whether it's Vijay or anybody who's coming to politics, because everybody have a right and it's a bold move, right? Especially when he's at the career peak, he's moving into politics. But having said that, will that translate into a point where he immediately comes straight away becomes a
I think I'm sorry, but I know this is not feasible at all. But Chennai needs an airport, a world-class airport. It has to come. I mean, it's a nightmare, for people who are traveling regularly. And people are not just traveling for pleasure, they are traveling for work. It's a business proposition. It's the image of a city, of a state. The thing is that unless...
It's one of the key things for development.
It is, absolutely. There is no doubt about it. I mean, gone are the days of aerodromes, I say. Now it's the airport, world-class airport. You are judged by the airport that you have. Unless TVK and DMK, I'm scared that ultimately the people, and I mean both Parandur and Tamil Nadu, may be deprived of an airport if this goes on. Because TVK says it will come to par. If it does, then it's going to be Pannur. DMK is saying we are going to compensate. So the point
initially,
is...
Pannur was considered. Actually speaking, initially Pannur was considered as an alternative, and later on, based on multiple factors.
All right. Let's see. Like I said, what is the road ahead? Jagdishwaran, I'm going to ask you in 30 seconds if you can answer me, Jagdishwaran. Will you keep the agitation going now?
Yes, we'll keep the agitation going because the people of Parandur, they are expecting us to keep the agitation going. They are connected with us every day. They are keeping us updated. If required, we will also lead the protest if required. We'll make sure there will be no second airport in Parandur. There will be second airport definitely in some other places. If not Pannur, let's government propose other places. Even today, Anpumani Ramadas has spoken about Tirupuru. I'm not sure if he's reading the feasibility report, but from the feasibility
as far as the airport is considered.
Right.
No, I mean there are alternate places coming up. We are.
But I think a lot of time and money has already been lost. I hope there is a solution sooner rather than later. Thank you so much, Ramesh Seturaman, for joining us, and Jagdishwaran. It's always such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you very much, sir. And the next story which is coming up, the BJP slams the Siddaramaiah government for skipping the World Economic Summit in Davos. What is the story? Why did Karnataka do it?
एक्सरसाइज करा करा के मेरी जान निकाल देगा तो तेरा और हमारे बिजनेस का ध्यान कौन रखेगा?
अपने साथ अपनों की लाइफ फिट रखने का परफेक्ट प्लान कैनरा HSBC लाइफ इंश्योरेंस टर्म प्लान। कैनरा HSBC लाइफ इंश्योरेंस प्रॉमिसेस का पार्टनर।
What is to the nines? In literal terms, it's perfection. But to us, it's not just a phrase, it's an attitude. One that starts at your desk and sends a statement to the world. To the nines is about taking charge. It's a way of life where every seam, every fold is crafted with excellence. It's timeless elegance and uncompromising quality made for the corner office. It's the ideas that inspire redefining order and elevating the tabletop. To the nines, for the leaders of today and the visionaries of tomorrow.
All right, that's the story from Karnataka. Karnataka has skipped the Davos summit. BJP slams the government. Why? What's the story? The World Economic Forum Summit is underway in Davos with several top world leaders attending. India is being represented by a delegation from 6 states, which are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Delegations from all these states are pitching their states as an ideal destination for business and looking to attract investments from big global players. But if you look at it, a glaring miss at this summit has been Karnataka, which was initially scheduled to send a delegation but decided against it at the last moment. This decision was apparently taken after the union government proposed a single shared pavilion for all the participating Indian states. According to reports, this decision was as per the guidelines of the Davos City Council, which mandated that all the states belonging to one country have to share a single pavilion. This apparently did not go down well with the Congress-led Karnataka government, which according to reports registered a significant pushback and ultimately decided to not send a delegation to the summit. The BJP has meanwhile hit out at Chief Minister Siddaramaiah for skipping the summit. The BJP State President B.Y. Vijendra took to social media platform X and posted, and I quote, "Even after Siddaramaiah, Karnataka lost the prestigious title of Startup Capital of India to Maharashtra, the government remains in a deep slumber. Their inaction speaks louder than words. No roadmap, no urgency, no attempt to reclaim the state's lost glory." Adding insult to injury, Karnataka is absent from WEF 2025 in Davos, where other states like Maharashtra, AP, TN and Telangana are pitching their global investments. Congress's priorities are clear: freebies over future, stagnation over innovation. Well, the reason actually looks very, very kind of amateurish, immature. Wouldn't you agree? Let's find out. Satya Prakash has joined us, who's spokesperson for the KPCC, and Surabhi Hodigere, who's spokesperson for the BJP. A very, very warm welcome to both of you. Satya Prakash, just because all of us have to share a tent or a pavilion, is that the reason why you sat out of Davos?
Hi, Sudha.
Hi.
Sudha, actually, I'm not privy to information, but still I will try my best. Okay. See, I think this Karnataka government has taken this stand because when we go to Davos, if Karnataka goes to Davos, as far as India is concerned, it competes with the Maharashtra, it competes with the Telangana, it competes with other states. So that is why our government said that please give us a separate so that we can pitch our requirement to the investors. As such, the other thing can be that Karnataka as such is already the second best investment has come into Karnataka already. As per my reports, there is already no investments pending to the tune of 20 to 25,000 crores pending already. Okay. So we are well off as far as this year is concerned, and maybe that is one reason why this government has taken this decision. If you look at all the parameters...
No. Look at Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Revanth Reddy and Chandrababu Naidu. They were there and they've got a lot of projects now worth crores and crores of money. I don't understand that if you're such a financially savvy state, which you are, there is no doubt about it.
Without going there, I'm saying 25,000 crores is pending before...
No, but if you had got it, would have been even better. No, Surabhi Hodigere, come in here, please. Is that the innocuous reason, I think? You know, we wanted a separate thing and all that. I mean, you are part of India and you could have gone there easily. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, after all, Revanth Reddy is part of Congress. You know, you have a Tamil Nadu government which is an alliance with you. I don't see what the big deal is. Satya Prakash, Surabhi, take it away.
It's all about priorities, Sudha ma'am. It's absolutely all about priorities. I pity Satyaprakash sir that you're doing the same guesswork that anybody else has to do, because your government should have informed. Our government should have informed us. Why are they not going to Davos this year? I want to remind all the viewers here today. Yes, Karnataka is a leading technology-oriented state. We bring in high FDI. We're in third position as of FY24, not second FYI. But having said all of that, Karnataka is not Bengaluru. Karnataka is not Bengaluru, sir. The biggest news I saw coming out of Davos from Maharashtra, the Maharashtra Pavilion and their chalet, was that they are raising investments for Pune, they are raising investments for Nagpur. Are we doing something similar for Belagavi? Are we doing this for Hubli? Why are we sitting on this accolade that we are the top second or third top FDI inflow state? And by the way, there was a 46% decrease in FDI from 2023 to 24, something that has been widely reported in the media. We are sitting on this accolade that we have so many tech companies. Even if our startup funding has reduced significantly in the last year, if we are at that position, it doesn't mean we rest on our honors.
Yeah, right. I mean, Satya, she raises some very valid points. I must say that you cannot rest on your laurels.
See, we are not in number 3 position. We have already jumped to number 2 position this year. Okay, and I am privy to some information. I am telling already more than 25,000 crores, including green oxygen project in Bellary, the jeans factory, the jeans hub is coming up. So many other things are already there. So we have our hands full as of now. So that is why, maybe that is the reason why Karnataka took a break to put its priorities to the existing projects which are already there.
Prakash, you are privy to information. I have a question as a layperson. Because of your guarantees, and earlier also you said that the earlier government had emptied the coffers, plus you have guarantees to fulfill because you are a people's government. Are you saying that you're sitting on mountains of money, that you don't need more? Every other day there is a complaint that how will we fulfill this? We have to fulfill Jyoti, we have to Annabhagya, this, that, which I understand, that is part of your manifesto. Then, I just don't understand. Go on.
Davos aspect has not given great returns as far as Karnataka is concerned, even when you look at the other this thing. We have got investments from other side. Most of the investments which have happened in Davos, not all have, come to Karnataka, or on some pretext or something, they go out. Today, getting investment is a big challenge, because there are a lot of freebies which are there, like free land, free power, etc. Today, land across in and across Bangalore is a big problem to procure. And ultimately, we are going to pick lands of the farmers and give it to these guys who, at the end of the day, I'll give a small example. We gave, as part of Davos only, we gave around 2,400 acres or 2,800 acres to ArcelorMittal. Even till date, after 10 years also, that project is just lying just like that in Purtini. Nearly 2,400 acres of the farmers have been taken. Now you know what the company is saying: we will not be able to put up a steel plant. If you want, you take it back. So these are certain things. No government is a fool. Do you think Karnataka government is a fool? They would also weigh all the options, whether going there is beneficial.
One bad egg. I mean, Surabhi, come in here, because I think one bad egg does not, I understand what he's saying about, one particular company, but then that's one bad egg. I mean, Karnataka government needs as much money, and certainly you are not fools. Your chief minister is one of the best you can have when it comes to managing finance. Surabhi Odigere, come in here.
It is a long-term thinking that we need to imbibe over here. Whether one company was able to deliver or not, they must be held accountable and they must be held to the justice of the land. But the point here is, we have built something incredible. Karnataka has been able to nurture, foster innovation like anywhere else. Does that mean that we sit back and say, now we are done? There are regions in Karnataka where farmers want investment to come in. Farmers want to, move to a different profession. There are these places. Why do we not have this long-term thinking? Any state that you've seen in Davos, I had a quick chat with a friend who's currently there. He said that, look, these are the states that have not done this 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. They've been doing this consecutive years to establish that presence, not just to bring in investment, to build and nurture a relationship in such a way that it gives returns for both sides. That is important. Why do states have their presence at summits like this? It is to nurture that relationship. We have a complacency attitude. Karnataka Congress has a complacency attitude that, they're going to come anyway. We have great weather. We are the innovation capital. But that is the complacency and mentality that is giving us bad returns every single time the Congress brings up power.
I can assure my friend Surabhi Udigere that in these 5 years, our investment will be double of what BJP got during its 4-year term. I will assure you. I know, because what is in pipeline, I know. MP Patel, Mr. MP Patel is a very savvy industries minister. He has, one second, listen to me. MP Patel is a very savvy industries minister. He has there are so many investments already in the pipeline. We are already in the process of identifying land for it, point number one. The ITBT minister also, Priyank Kharge and team also, they are doing a fantastic job. See, there are two things how to get investments. One is you have to go out to get investments.
Right.
As far as Bangalore and Karnataka is concerned, people are coming in to put investments.
No, that's complacency.
So this is what you need to understand.
Is it complacency, Satya, or is it that you've already burnt your fingers once?
It's not complacency. If you go there, you will be at the receiving end because their demands will be high. It is demand and supply equation.
Satya, can I just finish, Satya? Satya, let me finish. So it's not complacency. Then is it that you burnt your fingers once and therefore you're not interested in Davos? Can we say that? Karnataka government not interested in Davos.
See, I would rather put it very clearly. Opportunity cost is very important. If we go to Davos, what would we have got? If we don't go to Davos, what we would have got?
Okay.
What we would not have got. So today the cabinet, the industry minister and the chief minister, who is also happens to be the finance minister, has taken a decision that we will not go.
Okay.
There will be some strong reason for it. Maybe I will get back to you, after I find out, what is the exact reason. Whatever you are saying, that might be one reason. The second reason I am thinking is our hands are full as of now, might be one of the reasons I am thinking.
And also you are having political turmoil within your party. And I think the government.
That has nothing to do with it.
Fine.
That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. That's it.
In spite of all the political turmoil is there in BJP also.
Sure. Satya, I just asked you. You said no, and I'm moving on. I'm not arguing with you. Surabhi, come in here.
But there's only one party running the government. Don't forget that that's yours. We are in opposition. We are holding you accountable. That's where the questions come from. MB Patil and Priyank Kharge, both ministers in important positions with respect to industry and startups, are not from Bengaluru. They're from North Karnataka. I really, really hope this confidence with which you speak, Satyaprakash sir, that the investment coming into Bengaluru will be competed with investments coming into North Karnataka. That is what Karnataka deserves.
Queen's Park is coming up in Bellary. Queen's Park is coming up in Bellary.
Give me one example, I will give you 10 more. You give me one example.
ArcelorMittal came up in Bellary, not in Bangalore.
May I please? Great, we're happy for it. But tell me exactly the number of things that have gotten into
you know what? Let me just add here.
I'll finish my point. It's about priorities. It is about priorities. And a spokesperson of the ruling party, sir, I don't want you to get back to me with an answer. I was hoping you would have the answer. The state government owes an explanation to the people of this state as to why they made these decisions.
All right.
Why were
Okay.
your
I've completely run out of time. My apologies
These are policy decisions. These are policy decisions which the Chief Minister and the Industry Minister
All right.
will take.
Okay. Yeah.
This
All
will
right.
not be put in the public.
Yeah, okay.
Which
All right.
community-
It should be public, Satya Prakash, because Davos is a public forum. It's not some secret service meeting, is it? I mean, on that note, thank you very
the
much.
opportunity cost definitely, the opportunity cost lost would definitely be
All
in
right.
the table.
I've completely
in
run
front
out
the
of
Chief
time. Surabhi and Satya Prakash, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you indeed. Let's move on. Our next story is coming from Kerala. CAG report flags irregularities worth 10.23 crores in Kerala's COVID purchases. Why? What's the reason? We shall tell you. Okay, that's the story. CAG report flags 10.23 crores irregularities in Kerala's COVID purchase. You know, the Comptroller and Audit General, that is CAG report, placed before the Karnataka Legislative Assembly has found irregularities in the purchase of PPE kits by the Pinarayi Vijayan-led government during the COVID-19 pandemic. The report revealed how procurement of PPE kits led to an additional expenditure of 10.23 crores. The report highlighted how the PPE kit, which was available for 550 rupees, was purchased at a cost of 1,550, causing a loss of 10 crores. The CAG report said that undue favors were given particularly to Sun Pharma Company, which had offered to supply PPE kits at the highest rate of 1,550 per unit, as 100% purchase value was paid in advance to the firm. It needs to be mentioned here, the government has granted special sanction to the Kerala Medical Services Corporation Limited, or KMSCL, to procure PPE kits, N95 masks, etc. during the pandemic, and had capped the unit rates of 545 for PPE kits. But what has instead happened? As per CAG, procurements were made in March and April 2020 at rates as high as 300% above the unit rate or previous purchase made. There has been, of course, all-round condemnation of the Kerala government, with Congress leader V.D. Satisan alleging that the LDF government saw the COVID-19 pandemic as a golden opportunity to fill its own pockets beyond saving the lives of the people.
The government purchased PP kits from a Maharashtra company, 3 times high price, 1,550 rupees. So we lost a huge amount. We have made that allegation. Now the Comptroller and Auditor General underlined our allegation. They found that there was corruption and excess expenditure in this matter. And another shocking thing, that during this time, the government, through the Kerala Medical Services Corporation, delivered medicines which is expired to 26 government hospitals.
Even as Satisan attacked the then Health Minister K.K. Shailaja, she retorted strongly and said that the CAG's findings of additional expenditure in procuring kits occurred during a period of severe equipment shortages and skyrocketing prices. She said, and I quote K.K. Shailaja here, "Out of the lakhs of kits purchased, only around 15,000 were procured at higher rates. It seems the opposition has forgotten what the situation was like back then." K.K. Shailaja also clarified that she hadn't really read the CAG report as yet, but she added, only one company had the kits. Although we ordered 50,000 kits, we did not receive that many. The order was placed considering the quality as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate to understand whether the Kerala government, which was once hailed as a global example for having controlled COVID, remember that, K.K. Shailaja was on the cover of an international magazine. Many experts from several countries came and said that in South Asia, particularly India, in the subcontinent particularly, has really excelled itself so far as stymieing Kerala, COVID is concerned, and that being the South Indian state of Kerala. So what really happened? Where did they falter? Professor Ronnie K. Baby, Congress spokesperson is joining us because we did not get anyone from LDF to speak on this issue. They won't, obviously. They are in a bit of a soup. Let me welcome the guest, Mr. Baby. Thank you so much, Professor Baby. I beg your pardon, Professor. Tell me something, you know, this is kind of every norm has been violated. Two norms, advance payments are made and too much money has been paid where less money could have been paid. Now, Shailaja teacher, KK Shailaja has said that, you know, I really did this because at that time there was intense shortage of kits and I needed to save lives. Professor Baby, do you agree with her explanation, sir?
No. We are not agreeing with what the former Honorable Minister KK Shailaja said about this scam, or this is one of the biggest scam ever which the Kerala met during the time of COVID. Yesterday, the previous day, Controller and Auditor General submitted a shocking report in the Legislative Assembly. The report was about the kind of corruption which the Pinarayi Vijay government was doing during the time of COVID. You know that COVID was such a situation that people were dying and hundreds of people were died. I think the death rate from Kerala is highest in India. But the LDF government used that opportunity to doing corruption. And
interestingly, Professor Baby, let me sorry to interject you, sir. But the CAG has actually, contradicted KK Shailaja. She said, I placed the order, for 1550, whereas 550 should have been paid, she said, because there was a major shortage. Now the CAG says, and please listen to this, sir, even before Shailaja placed an order for 15,000 kits with San Pharma, Anita Texcott had offered to supply kits at 550 per piece on March 28th itself. So one doesn't understand that, first she says she hasn't read the report. Then, of course, she also said it was all done on the instruction of Pinarayi Vijayan. Then now she says that I did it because there was a shortage. What do you think is the real story, Professor Baby?
All the letters and documents are with us. We are moving to the court. I can say how the corruption was conducted.
Okay.
The government was ordered for the purchase of 25,000 PPE kits on 28th March 2020.
Right.
The government has ordered. Just one day before that, private firms from Kerala, they submitted a quotation that they will supply PPE kit for just 550 rupees. They have given letter to the government. We are ready at any time. When the government wishes, at any time the government wishes, we are ready to give the kind of quantity, 25,000 of PPE kit, we are ready to supply by the rate of 550 rupees. But the government deliberately ignored.
But that's what I want to, sir, Professor, sir, I want to understand. The most expensive PPE kits came from San Pharma and Innov Quotient Limited. Both of them, the orders was placed with both these companies for 15,000 units at 1,550 rupees. This was San Pharma was placed on 30th of March, sir, and 6th April was Innov. Why do you think these two companies were favored, sir?
Yeah, I want to tell you one more thing is that the other firms, other than San Pharma, they promised the government that they will supply the entire quantity within 10 days. But this San Pharma has taken 2 months for supplying this quantity of PPE kits. All this shows that, all this material evidence shows that there was a kind of conspiracy between the CPM government and the San Pharma for doing corruption.
So are you moving the court, sir? Are you moving the court, sir, Professor, sir?
Definitely, because all the copies are with us. The letters which are submitted by this Anita Textile, that is a private firm. All the letters they have submitted to the government. All the documents were with us. So we are
let's see,
moving
because this is a big story, sir, Professor, sir, and we shall wait because it involves human lives. And that's what I'm saying. The image of Kerala has really taken a beating after the CAG report. Thank you so much, Professor Baby, for joining us on this broadcast and bringing us up to speed. So the Congress says they shall now go to court. And with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching the South Indian. Tomorrow is another day with loads of stories from all parts of South India. Until then, have a good evening. Vanakkam.
is IGI certified. Your legacy is IGI certified. Your ambition is IGI certified. Your diamond is IGI certified. Authentic moments need authentic diamonds. Get your diamonds IGI certified. 14-step grading process. 50 years of trust. IGI Trust Certified.
For the East India Company in the Battle of Plassey marked the beginning of their rule over Bengal and later almost all of the Indian subcontinent.
When Clive arrives in Murshidabad after the victory of Plassey, 24 boats are loaded with the treasure of the Murshidabad treasury and punted down the river to Fort William, Calcutta.
Anything that's said to belong to Tipu was acquired and sold and traded and treasured.
They always knew that at some point in time they will have to come to a state where they will have to fight with the Marathas.
You know, the Kohinoor has in the eyes of the colonizers and the colonized become a sort of symbol of colonial loot.
This loot is displayed in British museums. India's looted treasures.
From the highlands of Afghanistan to the jungles of Vietnam, the deserts of Africa, to street battles in Mosul, the AK-47 has dominated every conflict. But what if it could be made even better? Enter the SSS Defense P-72, India's answer to the AK-47. So how good is it? Let's find out.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
If it's a cancer, then what?
It's very distressing.
Anyone can have cancer.
Mentality है कि ये बीमारी मुझे नहीं हो सकती.
There's a thing called cancer is right inside me.
सबसे पहले जो होता है ना, डर जो होता है कि now at the end of the world.
My life went upside down.
Stigma associated with it, which is very scary.
In our country, more than 14 lakh people get diagnosed with cancer every year. Out of that, more than 9 lakhs die every year because of cancer.